everybody, welcome to the show. My name is T and we are talking scary movies. I appreciate you tuning in for another brand new review. Remember, every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm gonna have a new interview for you, a new opinion piece, or some horror news for you guys to check out. Last week, I had a chance to talk to my boy Kendall B of the Terra Nova podcast. We got into chopping it up about the Alien franchise, and folks, you know I got a chance to review Alien Romulus not long after that. Go back and check that out there, folks, and check out my review again for Alien Romulus as well too. Let me know what you think here. But you know I'm dropping all kinds of content on my channel throughout the week, including reviews for the latest and greatest in horror movies, TV shows, games, books, whatever is coming across my way. So if you want to stay on top of everything that I'm dropping for you guys, you got to get subscribed to my Linktree. And you can do that by going to linktr.ee/T Scary Movie. Hit that subscribe button, because if you do, that's going to give you access to the YouTube page for the video versions of the show, your favorite podcasting platforms for the audio only versions of the show, to my Letterboxd page for my written reviews and movie rankings throughout the year, to my TikTok page for my short horror content, including movie news and movie premieres, to my Twitch page where you can catch my horror gaming, which this month includes The Thing for PlayStation 2 and Rewind or Die. And finally, my Fangoria shop page where you can enjoy a 20% discount off anything in the Fangoria shop, including a yearly subscription to the magazine. So take advantage of that. Hit that subscribe button, because folks, as you know, we are doing monthly giveaways as well too. Last month gave away a Tall Man Funko Pop. Before that, we were giving away some Ghostbusters Afterlife, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire merchandise. And this month, folks, we are giving away a little golden book copy of A is for Alien. That's right. If you want a children's adaptation of the classic, of course, sweet Alien story. It's very sweet, y'all. I mean, come on, let's take a look at one of these pages in here. Look at that. Look at the baby xenomorph right there. That's gorgeous. Come on. If you want a chance to win a copy of this book, folks, all you gotta tell me in the comment section here what your favorite Alien movie is, or talk about what we're gonna be discussing in tonight's episode. And speaking of which, what are we talking about in tonight's episode? Well, folks, it is that time again. I wasn't able to get to it last week, so we are doing it this week. You might actually get 2 episodes this week. We are here back with season 1 of Interview with the Vampire. We are running through season 1 of this. I've cleared out season 2. We've done the first few episodes, and it's time to keep this going, folks. We are talking episode 4, The Ruthless Pursuit of Blood, with all a child's demanding. So you might remember last week's episode, episode 3, is My Very Nature, That of the Devil, focused on Louis trying to figure out vampire life. Lestat had turned him, and Louis realizing he doesn't necessarily want to kill anybody, doesn't really want to hurt anyone, and so he posed the idea to Lestat that they only harm like the evil, the worst people out there, murderers, criminals, rapists, whatever at that point. And Lestat tried to go with it, but Louis himself wasn't able to actually move forward with it either, and so puts Lestat in a weird position to where he's trying to do what he can to appease Louis. He knows it's not really going to work, and Louis just doesn't know what he wants. Things got tense for Louis and Lestat, as Louis realizing that Lestat very much is the one going for an open relationship, and when he tries to turn it around and do the same thing, there's jealousy, there's deceit, there's betrayal, and ultimately the episode leaves with Louis causing a number of black-owned businesses and houses and people to be killed, to be attacked, and to be burnt down. Louis ends up rescuing young Claudia from a house fire and brings her back to him and Lestat's place. Now we know where this is going here, okay? This episode starts off with Louis begging Lestat to turn Claudia. And the interesting thing about this is seeing this after watching season 2, which I talked about, is that I can't act like I haven't seen this here, but seeing this initially and only going through season 1, everything Louis is saying makes the most sense, and we're looking through it through his eyes. We have no reason to not trust what he's saying at all. But as season 2 pointed out, a lot of the things that Louis had told Daniel initially were either fabrications, or he wasn't remembering it correctly, or it was wiped from his mind. And this includes this conversation with Lestat, as we find out that the way that Louis paints it, with Lestat being this overbearing asshole and not willing to do it, and thinking of maybe it's a way to tie Louis to him, is forced into turning Claudia. But as we soon find out, and it is the truth behind it as well there, Lestat tried to warn Louis about everything involved with this, from the fact that it is against the nature of the vampiric law and that there would be consequences to pay, that Claudia herself would suffer for this because she would be stuck in a body of a child forever, that she wouldn't be able to control her emotions, control the way that she sees herself, and that life itself would just be a burden for her. And it's interesting, again, seeing this back through Louis' unknowing lies, basically, and then later on getting to catch it and see just how much this pained Lestat to do. Because Lestat did end up falling in love with Claudia. And Louis, of course, loves Claudia immediately as well, too. But it doesn't change the fact that Lestat truly did know better and knew the pain and knew the agony that Claudia would be living her life through, and didn't want to put that on her and didn't want to put that on Louis either. Lestat himself could probably abscond, but as we know, he wasn't able to do that 100% and was very deeply hurt when Claudia ended up being killed by, the theater day vampire. But it's so fascinating to watch this scene through these eyes now, having watched where we're at and seeing it play out very, very differently than the way it was. It's also fun now watching Daniel at the beginning of this episode not be able to interact with Louis at all, and instead he's interacting with who he thinks is Rashid, who we all know is very much Armand, and the deception. Man, going back and watching this is some absolute bullshit. Their way of staying on top of everything, but they give Daniel Claudia's diaries, okay? Daniel's going through, he's reading the diary of, I believe it's Magnus, he's reading Louis' diaries, and he gets a chance to read through Claudia, and that's really what takes him through the majority of the information that he finds out about her. And it's fascinating because we have no reason to not trust Claudia's words. And I know I said that about Louis, but here's the thing. Claudia is dead now. Whether she shows back up as a ghost or not, whether we get more flashbacks about Claudia in future seasons, that remains to be seen. But the single thing about this is that Claudia has no reason to lie, whereas Louis unknowingly could be lying, and Lestat, depending on what story he's telling, could just be doing it for joy at that point. So it is interesting watching this after 2 seasons and knowing that Claudia's words are more truthful than a lot of what else we've been seeing and hearing over the course of the season so far. It's beautiful watching the way that Claudia is able to interact with this and seeing the joy, the smiles, the love between this family, between, Louis looking much happier than he was when he initially became a vampire and not being on board with killing people, to seeing Lestat having so much fun, getting to go out and party with the two of them. The fact that the 3 of them go and see Nosferatu and then make fun of it is amazing, especially because we have a new adaptation of Nosferatu coming out on Christmas. So just the timing of it all is so great to rewatch this, honestly. But the joys of seeing the 3 of them interact is so great, and it makes it all the more heartbreaking looking forward to season 2, especially that last episode, the season finale, because you know how much it hurt Lestat's heart for Claudia to eventually be killed, and that he does love Louis, he does love Claudia, but the 3 of them were very much in a situation that wasn't going to be able to be held together for the longest amount of time. And just as Lestat told Louis, warned him about, it got to a point to where the childish things, the childish nature, literally the way that she looks, was going to catch up to her. And as time passes, because we do progress in time here, at least a few years with these 3, we figure out that Claudia has very much matured and grown into an adult, and she has those sensibilities. But a vampire doesn't age, and a vampire doesn't change their looks. And the fact that Claudia still has this appearance of being a child, doesn't matter how much she dresses herself up and puts makeup on and tries to interact with older people, that's still what she is. And when she ends up falling in love, it's all the more heartbreaking because we know she can't get that. Like, it's one thing for Louis to entertain like an old human flame, or Lestat to, share love with this, with this singer and have these relationships. And we know both of them have encouraged these human relationships as well. But the thing is that at least for them, they look like adults, so it's very easy for them to get away with a relationship even if they ultimately kill the person that they're with. With Claudia has to do so much more work to get this appearance that she wants, because she can never actually have it, and that means she can't connect with these people that she's seeing go by her every day. She can only connect really with vampires, and that's all the more isolating. That's terrible, considering the way that Louis feels, considering the way that we know Lestat feels at times. How is Claudia feeling? It rips your soul out, really considering that and thinking about what she's honestly going through. And the other part of this is that just as Louis is getting this new companion and getting a reason to love again and getting this family and finding more solace in Lestat, his mother passes away. And this strains the relationship with his family even more, because as we saw recently, his family knows he's a monster. His family knows that Louis is not the same Louis that they grew up with and that they knew. Louis is dead to the family, and this pretty much cuts his final ties with his family as they demand that Louis sell his mother's house to his sister so they can own it and just be done with all of this. And Louis just loses it. He's broken at this point. There's nothing that he can truly do anymore, because he doesn't have his mother in his life. He doesn't have his sister anymore. His family is this coven of Lestat and Claudia. This show is so heartbreaking. It's so sad. So many of the times seeing the stuff that they go through, and that they're doing this for like decades and for centuries. It's such a sad show, but yet it's so incredibly powerful. And we cement all this at the end with Claudia unfortunately ending up killing this man Charlie, who gives her a ride one night that she falls in love with and craves this human companionship, and it gets the better of her and she ends up killing him, and she's forced to watch as Lestat burns his body. Now, from Lestat's standpoint, we know it's him teaching her a lesson, that you can't have a relationship with humans because they'll end this way. And even though he's teaching her in a cruel manner, we know that eventually we're going to see that he's been through this numerous times himself. He knows that pain, and in a way, he's trying to save Claudia from ever trying to experience that again, which makes it all the more beautiful when she meets Madeline and the next season. It's so beautiful that she gets to meet a companion who does love her and is what she wants, even if it is in the throes of death. So this was a phenomenal episode. I mean, all this show is truly phenomenal, folks. I'm stoked to keep on watching it here and to keep burning through it with y'all. I know we're not getting the Vampire Lestat for like a year or so, but we're gonna keep this train rolling till the wheels fall off, right? So again, tell me in the comments section. You can either tell me what your favorite Alien movie is, or tell me right now what you are more looking forward to with Interview with the Vampire. Are you more stoked for Vampire Lestat? Or are you stoked for us to get to Queen of the Dam, Tale of the Body Thief? Whatever it's going to end up being. Let me know in the comment section, folks, for a chance to win this here, and hit that subscribe button. That's it for tonight, though, folks. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared. Boy here is a big fan of Fangoria. So, if you want to check out the world's best horror magazine that's out there, get a chance to get yourself your own subscription, which I just got my first one back in 2022, and I don't regret it for a second. But if you want your own Fangoria subscription, or you like the Fangoria merchandise, then head over to the Fangoria shop and use my link if you want to save yourself some money, folks. That's an easy one to remember. Just go to shop.fangoria.com/AXDEW. Again, that's shop.fangoria.com/AXDEW, or use my specific code AXDEW at checkout. You can save 20% off your entire order, and that implies 2 subscription and one-time orders as well. You don't want to miss out, folks, because with the magnitude of horror movies we've had released in the last few years, and with what we have on the horizon, Fangoria is going to be your #1 source for all that great, juicy, bloody information in the world of horror. So again, head to shop.fangoria.com. Hey there, folks! Thanks for tuning in to T Watch This Scary Movie. I appreciate you checking out another review or movie news, whether we're talking movies, TV shows, books, or games, whatever, it's all scary. Remember, you can check out new episodes every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the YouTube page for video. That's youtube.com/C/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie. Again, youtube.com/C/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie. And you can check out the audio version on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Just search T Watch the Scary Movie or TWASM. Don't forget, my name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.